Hi, welcome to another episode of the Golf Psychology Podcast. I'm Dr. Patrick Cohn with Coach Brock McCormack, one of our mental coaches at Peak Performance Sports. Today we're continuing our series on pre-round mental prep. However, we're switching gears and we have one more episode on post-round assessment. You're watching the Golf Psychology Podcast.
All right, to wrap up in our series today, we're going to talk about how to leave golf on the golf course. Do you feel like you struggle to leave your performance out on the course and you're taking it home into your daily life, back to school, bringing it into other areas and letting it affect your mood and personality off the course?
So, and I think that's the challenge, Brock. We see golfers who take it home and stew forever on their round. They take it home. Sometimes they want to hide under a rock because they don't want to talk to anybody. They don't want to call a parent and tell them what they shot. They don't want to call a spouse and tell them what they shot because they're embarrassed, or they don't want to tell their friends, whatever it may be. But ultimately, what that means for the golfer is that they're taking it personally. If you take it home with you and you stew on it, you're taking it personally. Well, what does that mean, Brock, if I'm taking the round personally? Don't I want to take my round personally?
I think it's important to separate the person from the athlete, that we are athletes in an arena, that sport exists on its own outside of life, that no matter what you score on the golf course, you're still a person outside of golf, that you're not defined by your performance and your golf score that day, that the people that care about you aren't going to view you differently because you had one bad round.
Super important. You want balance in your life as well. I'm gonna tag this idea because you don't have balance. If you go home and you stew on your round for 24/7 until your next round, then there is no balance. So you do want to switch gears when you get off the golf course and ask yourself, what's next? Rather than thinking over and over about the missed opportunities and the missed shots that you had or the score that you posted that day. So switch gears quickly. And as Brock said, when you do that post-round assessment, you're done. It's over with. Take 10 minutes, do your post-round assessment. We talked about that in an earlier episode. You can go review that. And then now it's time to switch into other roles of your life, whether you're a wife, or whether you're a husband, or you're a friend, or you're a student, or you're a son, or your daughter. Let's switch roles into other areas. I remember when my daughter was competing, and this is in tennis, not golf, but it's relevant. She would always ask me before the match, she said, we're going to go get ice cream after the match, right? So that was kind of a post-match routine for us. And she wanted me to confirm that, right? So win, lose, or draw, she wanted to know we were going to switch roles, or we were going to switch out of the competitive mindset of tennis, and we're going to go and be daughter and father again. And so that was kind of her way of being able to get back into regular life, as we would say, outside of the competitive arena.
Yeah, that's a great example. And one quote that really sticks with me relating to this concept is to learn the lesson and leave the event behind. Is what can I get out of this, right? Am I going to mope about it and complain and feel sorry for myself, or what lesson can I learn from this to carry into my progression, my constant progression throughout my golf career? And that I like that you mentioned set a time, right? 10 minutes after the round, I'm going to break my round down. I can get a little bit frustrated, but guess what? After those 10 minutes are up, I'm going to take my golf spikes off, take my golf shirt off, whatever it is. When those golf spikes go in the back of my car, I'm taking golf off. And guess what? I'll put them back on tomorrow, and then I can re-enter the role of a golfer. But once those spikes come off, I'm back to being the person again.
Love the imagery, Brock. Great job. If you want more information about mental performance coaching with Brock or myself, visit peaksports.com and click on Contact Us. You can call us directly at 407-909-1700 as well. If you just want more tips, jump over to sportspsychologygolf.com, where we have podcasts and videos and a ton of articles for you there. Thanks for joining us on the Golf Psychology Podcast.